up, everyone? Is XMPFX813 coming at you with some Demolition. This will be the first Demolition gameplay upload, and it's actually a pretty good map. We joined at round down, I believe. Yet we were losing at this point. We joined the game late, but that's enough about the gameplay. I can't really talk much about it besides the fact that I do pretty well. And yeah, so let's get into the commentary. Alright, so what I really want to talk about in this is having to grow up at a young age, and it's something that I've really appreciated happening in my life, but at the same time I wouldn't wish it on anyone else, because it is rough and it is tough to have to start paying your bills at 16 and having to be the man of the house when you just want to be a kid, especially when you're in high school and you're starting to get girlfriends and party, especially when you're on a sports team or something. You generally get more acknowledged, and having to grow up and get a 40-hour week job on top of playing football and going to school, and trying to make sure you get all your grades good, and make sure you're the best student athlete possible, and generally just being the best son or daughter that you can be. And it's something that's really tough. Like I said, I had to start paying my bills at 16. As soon as I got a car, I was paying gas, car insurance, any of my extras, because I got a job right away. And like I said, I appreciate it, because it made me help me understand the value of a dollar and how far it will go, especially at McDonald's. But another thing that usually attributes to having to grow up at a young age is your family life. And I had really no father in my life. My grandfather, who he was always there for me. He was always like a father figure, but my dad was always off doing his own thing. Didn't really care about anyone but himself, and that really hurt, especially when I was younger. And nowadays I really just don't care. I know that sounds bad to say about your own father, but it's just the truth. I don't really care what he does or who he does it with, or whatever. It's just I appreciate the fact that I know how to be a father now, because I know what not to do. And which is number one, leaving your kid. And parents, some parents are divorced and whatever, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you just lose the love for a person, but you still want to be there for your kid. Otherwise it forces them to have to grow up at a younger age and be a man, or be more of a young woman. And I had to be there for my mom. My mom was having a rough time. I had to be there to help her and make sure everything was good and everything was all the bills were paid and all that. And like I said, I appreciated it, but I can't say that enough, that I appreciated it, because now I feel like I'm a step ahead of everyone else when they go out into the real world. I know what it takes to get your bills paid. I know all of that. Dude, just check this defuse out. I didn't think I was gonna get it. I didn't think I had enough time. But then look, all these grenades start coming in, and I got it. 3 seconds left. Anyways, it like I was saying, I had to be there for my mom. My mom really leaned on me, to the point of where it was almost like I was, her son and her husband, with the things she would tell me, as far as like complaining about work, or complaining about bills. That's generally stuff you don't share with your children. And in the relationship that my mom and I had, her knowing that I had grown up at such a young age and become a young man, she could talk to me about that, and I had to be there for her, so she didn't go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, or not be able to pay certain bills. And it's like I said, it made me grow up a lot sooner than a lot sooner than I wanted to. And a lot sooner than a teenager should. And look at that, totally outplayed an LMG with an SMG. But what I really want to talk about right now is the appreciation factor that comes from having to grow up so young. And and you know, typically you wouldn't, like I said, you wouldn't think that someone would appreciate something like this. And like I said, I don't want to wish it on anyone else, because you know, they might not be able to handle it as well as I did, because you know, it's just how I grew up. It was never like, you know, all of a sudden I turned 14 and my dad was gone. He was just never there. But it made me into a man, and you know, it made me be able to not be so selfish in life, and be able to, you know, work at things to get better. And another thing is, it made me a great leader, at least in my mind. You know, I was captain on the football team since sophomore year. I always, you know, was the group leader for whatever we did in class. You know, people, you know, have always kind of looked up to me, because I've always been able to be more mature in certain situations about things. And you know, I like that, because you know, I like being there for people, you know, because I've been there for my mom my whole life. I've been there for everyone in my family. But on the other hand, it also kind of makes me want to be able to, you know, be the one that's irresponsible and not do something. But just mentally, I can't let myself do it, because it's just not in my nature to be like, oh, you know, screw it, I'm just not gonna do it. It doesn't work for me. And the last thing I really wanted to say is that it helped me be a great friend. You know, I'm always there for my friends. You know, whatever's going on in their life, I'm always there. You know, I'm always making sure, you know, they're doing well and everything's going right. And if it's not, you know, I'll try to fix it, because this, like I said, growing up early, you realize, you know, there's only certain people in your life that, you know, you really, you know, especially friend wise, that you can really lean on and really count on. And that made me want to be there so much more for them, because I never wanted them to feel like they had to, you know, take on something that they couldn't handle, or do something like that. I really just wanted to make sure that they had everything they needed, and made sure that they were happy. And you know, as repetitive as it sounds, it's you know, being a man is, you know, making sure your friends and your family are, you know, happy, and making sure that they're not suffering. And at least that's what being a man to me is. And growing up at a young age, like I said, it really showed me the importance of that. And that's really all I have to talk about on this topic. But go ahead, drop a like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys think, and peace out, Girl Scouts.